Hello everyone and welcome to another lockdown interview. Today I'm delighted to be joined by Jumbo Visma pro Jonas Vingegaard. This is Jonas' second year with Jumbo Visma and he began his career with the Danish continental team Coloquick. The young Dane had an electric neo-pro season last year. He won the Hammer Series with his teammates of Jumbo Visma in a very challenging race, and Jonas grabbed headlines around the world when he won a three-man sprint on stage 6 of the Tour of Poland. Later in the year, he went on to perform really well in the Deutschland Tour and his home Tour of Denmark, where he was second on the Queen's stage in Vejle and managed to finish second overall. Jonas has a bright future ahead riding for a super team like Jumbo Visma, so without further ado, here is the interview with Jonas Vingegaard. Hi Jonas, how are you today? And thanks for joining.
I'm good. Just came home from training, so yeah, just made it in time, and thank you for letting me join.
Where are you, and how have you found lockdown?
I'm in Denmark at the moment, at my house in the middle of Jutland, and I've been here since the lockdown. I was in Spain when it all happened, and my girlfriend Trina and I, we had all of a sudden we were very busy getting home to Denmark because everything was closing. So we just bought the first tickets with the flight, and then we came home the day after, and then I've been here since, just training alone and trying to take it as easy as possible, but also to now I have the time to make something in the house also, and I've used that a little bit, but just a little bit every day, so not that I'm doing 5 hours of work after the training, but just a little bit.
How have you been keeping yourself fit? Have you been using Swift at all?
A little bit. When the weather has been bad, I've been using Swift, but also with the team we had a race. So we had a race for 4 Sundays in a row, and also a little bit before that. But then I have been using Swift. I wouldn't say a lot, but mostly for races and if it has been bad weather.
Yeah, and one of those races you actually won up the Alpe d'Huez quite convincingly, and Dumoulin and Primož Roglic were in that race as well. I know it's not real, but like, how did it feel for you to?
Oh, for sure, it was nice to show that I'm in good shape and beat all my teammates. That's the most important. But I think it's very nice and also gives me some confidence. Of course, it's not something I can use for anything on the road, but for sure it gives me some confidence and I also know that I'm in good shape, so it's nice to know that when we get out on the road again.
You actually did 35 minutes up to a Swift. Do you have any tips for anyone looking to improve their Swift time or up to Swift?
Oh, I think uphill it's quite hard to improve it. Maybe lose a bit of weight, or try to increase the wattage you do. That's mostly how do you say, mostly what that way you can increase it, or get better. But also maybe pace it a little bit better, so don't go too deep in the start. So it's better to go a bit under the, how do you say, under under your threshold, and then maybe in the end go a little bit above. So try to keep a steady pace instead of just going full gas from the start.
So for going back to real racing, what was kind of your targets this year before all this lockdown business happened?
My targets was like, I didn't really have had any like races I wanted to win. Of course, I wanted to win races and be doing good. But for me, it's mostly about increasing my level still. So it's about the development and trying to to get better and try to get used to get used to how it is still. But yeah, that's mostly what I was thinking. But of course, I also wanted to do a grand tour in the start. It was not the plan, and now I don't know what the plan will be yet. So yeah.
What do you think of the revised calendar having basically all the major races in 2.5 months?
I think it's quite nice for all cycling lovers, because then they get all the races in 3 or 4 months. But for sure, it's also going to be a short and intense season. So yeah, everyone will be ready from the start, and it's going to be tough racing.
So last year was actually your Neo Pro season. We'll talk about how you got there, but what was it like moving from Coloquick to Jumbo Visma, so a continental team to a World Tour team?
It was a big step. It was from a continental team. Yeah, I had a great time on Coloquick, and it was a nice team. But it's also really big step to the World Tour. It's like all the big stars that I've been looking at in the television, and then all of a sudden I'm sitting next to Primoz and Steven. So it's really big stars all of a sudden I'm sitting next to, and it's something you have to get used to actually, and also for sure also the level is higher, but I think I managed to get that step quite well, because I increased my level quite a lot. So I think for me it has been a good move to Jumbo Visma.
Are any of the riders the kind of rider you want to become, like Tom Dumoulin, or a more punchy rider?
Yeah, I think maybe like Primoz, because he's also a bit punchy, but he's also good at time trialing and also in the mountains. So he's basically good at everything. And that's actually also something I'm trying to do at the moment. So I'm trying to I know I'm also quite punchy as a climber. So it's definitely something I still want to work on, and also the time trialing, and also just going on a long climb. I also want to be so basically it's like three things. So it's like the endurance on the long climbs, and also the punchy things, but also time trials. I want to be good at.
So unfortunately, one of the races that won't be happening is Post Denmark Run, or Post Nord Denmark Run. You did that race first time in 2016 with Coloquick. What was that experience like for you?
Oh, that was actually a good experience. I was in the breakaway last day. With I think I was the only continental rider that day in the breakaway, and all the others were World Tour riders or pro continental riders, and I was I was suffering a lot. And I think we had almost 50 kilometers average that day, so it was really a really tough day. But it gave me a lot of experience, and for me that was really big.
One thing that a lot of people will question is how you're such a good climber being from Denmark, because it's pan flat in Denmark.
Yeah, for sure. It's not normal to be a good climber in Denmark, but I think it's basically because of my low weight. So I think that's actually what it does. Or why I'm a good climber. And then it just, if you train it a bit when you're in the south, you can become quite good at it.
In that season as well, in 2016, you also came second in the Tour of China, Part 1. What was it
Yes.
like racing in China? Because you did both Part 1 and 2.
Yeah, it was actually a nice experience. I always wanted to go to China, and it was actually my second big race, if you can say that. Like my first big race was Tour of Denmark, and then it was Tour of China, and then to become second there, that gave me a lot of confidence, and that was really nice for me.
Did you find that the racing was different from riding in Denmark?
Like the normal local races, it's quite different. But like Tour of Denmark is quite the same as Tour of China. It's like there is getting a breakaway, and then slowly they pull back the breakaway, and then sometimes it's uphill finish, or then a flat finish.
In 2017, you came fourth in a French race. I can't pronounce it, but
Tour de Loire, I think.
yeah. What was that race like? Because that was just dominated by Denmark, basically.
Yeah, I think the first four guys in the GC was Danish guys. I was like, it was actually a nice race on a bit like it can be both like a crosswind race, but also a bit this year it was a bit hilly, so no mountains, but just like short climbs. So that was actually also a good experience, and I knew that year I had improved my level also, and I was getting better, and it was nice to show that I could be up with some of the best Danish guys in that race.
Yeah, and you're kind of those guys. You're all kind of part of this. I keep saying it, the golden generation for Denmark. How's that? Like, it's weird because we don't have the Bjarne Riis team anymore, but it seems like you guys have just found a way anyway. So now instead of every Danish guy being on the same team, you're just everywhere. Pretty much every team has a Danish person, one or two, on the top level.
Yeah. It's true, because before it was almost only Bjarne Riis who had the Danish guys, but as you say, now it's almost every team that there is a Danish guy in, and I think for sure it's always good to have a Danish World Tour team, but I think it also then maybe all the other teams realized, okay, the Danish guys are good at the moment, and something good in Denmark is going on, and I think also the work from the continental team is doing a lot for the young guys. I think that's very important. So that's I think it's also that has also something to do, and as you say, it's a goal. It's a really good. A lot of good Danish riders at the moment, and it's just going well.
Are you thinking about the Tour de France Grand Depart next year in Copenhagen?
I hope I can be at the start in Tour de France next year. We will see. It's it's the toughest race of the world. So and I will say also in this team, maybe it's hard to get a place on the Tour de France team. But I will go for it, and that's definitely one of my goals.
I mean, you haven't made it easy for yourself. You're probably on arguably the second best tour team in the whole world. Has that motivated you? Have you upped your level because you're surrounded by Dumoulin, Steven Kruijswijk, Roglic?
I think also if you want to have a chance in this team, you really need to up your level. So I think especially for me that has been really good. So I knew that if I wanted a chance to go for a victory, I needed to get a better rider, and I think really that has improved me a lot. And as you say, maybe one of the strongest team in the tour. It's going to be tough, but I also think it's going really well for me at the moment. So I think it's also possible to get there.
But in your Neo Pro season last year, you did very well. You won a stage in the Tour of Poland or Tour de Polage or whatever they call it. What was
Yes.
that goal like for you? You won a two-man sprint between you, Sivakov, and Hidley.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was really, I would say, unexpected for me, because yeah, when I went to Poland, I was going to Tour of Poland for being a helper for Antoine Tolok, and in the morning in the bus they said, okay, Jonas, today you have a free chance or a free role, so you can do what you want. And then I was thinking, okay, maybe if I do a top 10, I would be really happy about that. And then in the end, I won the stage, and yeah, I couldn't believe it, and yeah, it was really big for me, and yeah, it's just yeah, it was a really big victory.
That tour was that tour was going to be marred by the unfortunate death of Björn Lamprecht. What was it like for you guys as riders to be hearing that really tragic news?
That was definitely terrible. It was, yeah, a terrible day for cycling, but also, yeah, for all the riders in Poland, and it was just basically terrible. And I feel like that's something that should not happen in cycling. I know it's not like you can say it cannot happen for sure. It will also happen again in the future, but yeah, it's then you also realize how vulnerable we are when we are on the bikes. So yeah, that also makes you think about, is it really worth it sometimes, and yeah, it's just, yeah, actually it hit me quite hard that day.
I was just incredibly sad.
Yes, yeah.
But like on the final stage for you, what kind of happened? Because you were in the leaders' jersey, no?
Yeah. I was in the leaders jersey, but I just think, yeah, I wasn't really ready to have a leaders jersey. Actually, I wasn't ready for all the pressure and all the pressure I put on my own shoulders, but also from the team and all the media and everything. It's just, yeah, something you have to get used to in some kind of way, and it was, I just basically think I wasn't really ready for having a leaders jersey, and I think yeah, and that's something I have to practice, and I think already later that season it already went better with a lot of pressure on my shoulders. So yeah, it's that's also, I can feel this year I'm getting yeah, I haven't raced this year, but yeah, I can feel that I feel more ready for having a leaders jersey now, because I would never have been thinking that I would get a leaders jersey last year. Every time I was racing, I was mostly racing as a helper, and then all of a sudden I was in the leaders jersey, and that just, yeah, I really didn't expect that.
How long did it take for you winning the stage to get to your bed that night?
Get to my bed, I think, yeah, there were like 1.5 hour drive, because yeah, when I went there, it was, yeah, I already been there for quite a long, so I think about 3.5 hours. So yeah, first we had the podium ceremony, and yeah, that took, yeah, for sure it feels like it doesn't take so long, but in the end it actually takes some time. And then I also had doping control, and there was a guy before me having a bit of trouble. So yeah, and then I was waiting there for half an hour, and for me it went quite fast. And but yeah, all in all, I think it was 3.5 hours.
So yeah, that must be quite tiring when you've just ridden a stage and you just want to lie down, basically.
Yeah,
You have to go through
yeah,
all
exactly. Yeah, but that's also what I in some kind of way need to get used to, like be relaxed in that. So kind of just, yeah, it is what it is. That's something you need to. So it's just how do you say that? Yeah, just get used to it. Don't be irritated about, okay, this takes really a lot of time. Try to, yeah, maybe think, okay, this is what it is, and then maybe talk with the coaches, okay, what, or with the sports directors about what we do tomorrow, and yeah, getting something to eat, and so it's not like wasted time. Yeah, for sure it feels like a bit like wasted time, but get as much out of the time as possible.
As you said, you had some good results afterwards. You went to the Tour of Denmark, and yeah, what happened there?
Yeah, it's and something. I got second in the GC, and I think there I handled the pressure from the team better. I think I also was a bit unlucky. Example, the first stage, I broke a spoke with just under 3 kilometers to go, and I was in the first group that went home and got I cannot remember how many seconds, but I was in that group, and then yeah, I lost, I think maybe 3 or 4 seconds. The day after, I did a quite a good time trial for me, and then yeah, what then there was the hard stage. I got second on. Yeah, I wasn't really happy about the result. I felt like I could have won the stage, but I got boxed in a 4-man sprint. So that's quite impressive. But yeah, and then I just managed to get out in the end, but it was too late, and I could not win anymore. So yeah, I was a bit disappointed about getting second on that stage, and I think also the day after I made some mistakes, and I think all in all, if I would have had a bit of more luck on the first stage, but also been not making these mistakes, I think I would have been able to win the Tour of Denmark.
So are you gonna target the Tour of Denmark in the future?
Yeah, maybe I will. I think it's not the top of my mind, but yeah, for sure, if I go there, I will try to go for the GC, and yeah, I think also we have a Norwegian sponsor, so it's like they also like to race in Denmark, I think. So yeah, I think for sure we will come back to a Tour of Denmark.
So you also did well in one of the races that have recently come back, the Tour the Deutschland Tour.
Yeah.
You secured a top 10. What was that race like?
It was actually a bit hilly, but still it wasn't really. Yeah, it was really hard to make a difference there. The Deutschland tour was won on bonus second. I managed to get one bonus second one day, and that got me into top 10. But yeah, it was also actually nice because the top 10 in Deutschland tour was actually all world class riders almost. So yeah, that was really nice for me to show that I could be there also, and yeah, that was a tough race, especially one of the stages, I think second or third stage, we first of all we got into a big break and we were going full gas for 100 kilometers, and then in the end everything exploded, and everyone was just really roasted in the end, I think.
You also took part in the Hammer Series, which is quite a new, novel way of racing. You guys won it. What was it like as a rider being part of that?
It was actually my first victory as a rider, if you can say that, or my the first victory I was on the team with. So for me, that was really nice, and I think it's one of the hardest races you can do, and it's full gas for 2 hours, and it's just really hard, but definitely a nice race, and for me it was a nice experience that we won it, and I was also feeling good in the race. So that was really nice.
So last few questions. Who was your hero when you were growing up?
Yeah, actually, my hero has been Alberto Contador. Actually, first it was actually Andy and Frank Slick, because they were in Bjarne Riis' team, but then they changed team, and then Alberto Contador came to the team, and then he was my hero. So yeah, that's basically maybe all the good riders that was on CSC.
What's your favorite climb that you've climbed since you're a climber?
That's my favorite climb. Uh, I don't know if I really have like a favorite climb. No, it's yeah. As younger, I was doing Alpe d'Huez quite a lot actually. I like that climb actually, but it's not like I have any favorite climb, I would say.
How did it compare to Swift?
Oh, it's so many years ago that I did the Alpe d'Huez, so I cannot really remember it. But I think, yeah, actually, I like it more out on the road. But yeah, I think, yeah, it looks quite the same actually, as I remember it. It's quite steep in the bottom, but also the corners, and yeah, it's pretty much the same.
Last question. So if there's one race that would be on your Palmares, and we're not counting the Grand Tours, which would you want to win?
And it's not the Grand Tours.
Yeah.
Oh, then it should be the World Championships.
Fair enough. All right. Thanks very much for your time, Jonas. All your social media details will be in the description down below. Thanks very much. See you next time.
Thank you.
That's it for this interview with Jonas Vingegaard. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to not miss out on any upcoming videos. And why not check out the interview I did with fellow Dane Kasper Petersen of Team Subweb or Mikkel Honoré of the Koenig Quickstep. Thank you for watching and see you next time.